Game of the week, Sunday Night Football. Eagles moved to 6-0, dominating the Cowboys. Defensively, Darius Slay locks up CeeDee Lamb.
As he should.
Yeah, Cooper Rush kind of comes down to earth after having some good games for him. 3 interceptions. This game, for me, this is all Eagles. I mean, first of all, defensively, your corners are probably the best in the league. Defensively, you're getting to the other team's quarterback. You're sacking the quarterback. And a lot of really nice offensive play calls.
Yeah.
I mean,
great.
Like 26 points, yeah. I mean, that's good. But I feel like for them, some of their third down conversions that they had, I'm going to look at their third down conversions in a second. But it seems like they just kind of got whatever they wanted against the Cowboys. And this is against an offense that's really solid.
Yeah, it's an offense that's really solid, and I was worried about the Eagles. Is this a start that's too hot? But no, it's not. They still have veteran leadership in Jason Kelce, who is their center, brother of Travis Kelce. Great podcast, by the way. He's in the press conference. He's like, I don't like being comfortable, and I'm more comfortable when I'm uncomfortable. He's like, the worst thing that can happen is for us to be 5-0. Jalen Hurts comes out and he's like, I hate hearing 5-0. I hate people are like, oh, you're 5-0. You're the best team in the league. He's like, no, man, I'm still a young quarterback. I'm still trying to learn. And then that just helps your team keep the competitive edge. And one thing, the NFL media's coverage of the game, I heard so many people like, oh, the Cowboys defense is elite. So I think that they're going to beat the Eagles. I was like, what? The Eagles, on paper, have a better defense. You have a better front seven than the Cowboys. I get you have Micah Parsons, who arguably is the best player in this game, but you have James Bradbury and Darius Slay, which is the best duo in the league. You have Brandon Graham at linebacker, who's a savage. And then you have Jordan Davis and Fletcher Cox at defensive tackle.
Yeah.
You have dudes everywhere. And then you also have some great ball hawking safeties as well. I'm like, wait a minute. If we're talking about, oh, well, the Cowboys have an elite defense, so I think they can stop the Eagles. I'm like, wait a minute. The Eagles defense is 1A and 1B, even if you think the Cowboys defense is better. But Cooper Rush is on the other side with CeeDee Lamb, who's going to get locked up. But A.J. Brown is on the other side, who can be stopped by no one, especially when you have Devontae Smith with him. You have Quez Watkins with him doing some
Dallas
things.
Goedert.
You have Dallas Goedert doing things. You have Miles Sanders. And then you have another good running back in there as well. And then Nick Sirianni's like, I'm not going to block Micah Parsons. People are like, what? What do you mean you're not going to block Micah Parsons? He's like, I'm going to put Jalen Hurts on the move, and I'm going to put A.J. Brown behind him. And then, so as soon as Jalen Hurts runs out, if Micah Parsons comes forward, you drop that pass to A.J. Brown or Dallas Goedert, whoever's there. And then the RPO with Jalen Hurts, this is the first game I was like, oh, he's dissecting the defense. When you talk about football IQ, I don't know if I've seen Lamar Jackson have the ability to straight up beat an elite defense with his mind the way that Jalen Hurts did, which is no knock on Lamar Jackson. But at this age, your second year, to just come out and flat out mentally toy with the Cowboys, and then people are like, well, the Cowboys came back. It's like, did they really? Did they really? No, they didn't.
On the box score, they did.
As soon as the Cowboys needed a drive, they got it. And they showed you, I mean, the second quarter, they got 20 points.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I think the Eagles kind of proved that that they are the best team, not just because of the team that they have on paper, not just the A.J. Brown acquisition, not just the James Bradbury acquisition, but comprehensively, like their run game. Like, yes, Miles Sanders has played well, but it's the other guys. It's the Boston Scotts and the Kenneth Gainwells who they switch out for him. It's the play calls where they get A.J. Brown involved. It's the Dallas Goederts of the world who not only can block, but also make some really dope plays. Really athletic tight end.
Devontae Smith
is another guy who any given day can just, get 200 receiving yards. So this Eagles team, initially I thought like, oh, they're going to just get hot fast. But based on what I've heard from whether it be Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts, or Jason Kelce, this is a team where I do actually think that not only can they sustain this success, but they should be the favorites out of the NFC.
Yeah, and when Nick Sirianni was talking about being competitive, he was like, yeah, if there's a player even like they may not have the dog in it, we're gonna give him to Jason Kelsey, and he's gonna put it in him. Mm-hmm. And that shows great leadership. Intelligently, Nick Sirianni destroying the Cowboys defense. That was a really good defense, and they made them look silly.
You know what my favorite part about this game was? Was the end of the game, where Nick Sirianni is shouting, "How about them Eagles?" and is screaming at the Eagles.
Yeah.
That's what I love to see. I like seeing a coach that's fired up. At the moment, I think it's between Nick Sirianni and Brian Daboll for Coach of the Year. Can give it to either or, honestly, just based on storylines. But Nick Sirianni has been the best coach in the NFL so far.
Yeah, he's been the best coach, and they're going to have the number 1 seed, and they're going to get that bye. And really, who are they going to have to run through in the NFC? Probably the Vikings. And then it's like, other than that, the Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb is going to get locked up. James Bradbury and Darius Slay, big play Slay, they're going to lock him up. And then even if the Bucs get there, this is the type of team that gives Tom Brady fits. I mean, James Bradbury was on the New Orleans teams that absolutely dogged him when he couldn't even score points. And then Darius Slay, Bradbury are going to take turns on Mike Evans. And then you have the interior linemen in Fletcher Cox and Jordan Davis. That's how you beat Tom Brady. Straight up the middle, in his face. It's not, you don't let him step up in the pocket. You collapse the pocket from the front, and you have to make him run outside. The Eagles are the perfect team to beat the Rams, because that's the same way you beat Matthew Stafford. And then you have 2 corners you can switch off that can legitimately slow down Cooper Kupp. Or you just say, hey, Cooper Kupp, you get yours, and then let everyone else do their thing. But the Eagles, by far the best all-around team in the NFC, if not the league.